welcome to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. It is the battle of Ohio State and Michigan, NFL style, as the Cleveland Browns take the field with a 1-2 record led by Joe Flacco, ready to take on Jared Goff and the 1-2 Detroit Lions as they hit the field back at home. Lions are currently on a 2-game skid, lost to Chicago, and a loss last week on Monday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens. As for the Browns, they're on a 1-game skid. They lost to the Packers last week, took down the Ravens in week 2, and lost to the Bengals back in week number 1. So an intriguing matchup on our hands. The only 2 NFL franchises to ever go 0-16, battling it out here in Detroit, Michigan. Ford Field ready for some football, and so are we. Jack Fox will step up, and we are underway from Detroit. Browns will begin with the football. Jerome Ford on the return from inside his own 5-yard line, out to the 25. So here comes Joe Flacco, back in the brown and orange for the first time since the playoff run he led back in 2023. Found himself injured last week for a little bit. Shooter came in and picked up where he left off, and the Browns were just fine. Welcome everybody here joining me today. John Zeller, S. Lila, and everybody else joining me throughout. Glad to have you guys here. And here we go. Joe Flacco opens up from the empty. On first down at 10, has a huge arm and not afraid to fire down the field, and he's intercepted on the opening play. Lions come away with the takeaway. And we waste no time. Wow. A-Rod couldn't even show up. How about it? It is Kirby Joseph who comes down with the interception, but Marcus Davenport deserves all the credit. Hits Flacco when he steps up in the pocket. Lions in enemy territory. You couldn't ask for a better start if you have Detroit. Than that, welcome a couple other people joining me here. Saying so are you, JJJ, Silver Knight, and Retro. Rough start for the Browns, but hey, the highs and lows of Joe Flacco, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what you're going to get. Browns turn it over on the opening play. That is the quickest turnover in simulation history. 13 seconds come off the clock before that happens. That is awesome. Wow. And if one play can summarize the entire franchise of the Cleveland Browns, that right there should do the trick. Here is Jahmyr Gibbs. No, it's Jared Goff off the play action, showing Joe Flacco how to do it the right way, but it's incomplete. Nicely broken up there by Grant Delpit. What up, Trey? Back from football. How'd it go? Kenny Pickett signing. Bingo. Might be Gibbs time. That's true. This could be important. Gibbs and Amon-Ra going today, so we'll see who takes over. Laporta, the intended target there, winds up an incompletion. Goff dropping back deep. Got to be careful, and he is sacked by Jordan Hicks. Defense is taking over in Detroit. And the Lions sent back to their own half. As we'll meet the offense for the Detroit Lions here. If we have the chance, Jared Goff, Hendon Hooker, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Tim Patrick, Sam Laporta, and Brock Wright. That is a 10-yard loss, sets up a 3rd and 20. And here comes Myles Garrett, and the Browns got him again. Hicks on back-to-back plays. Lions will punt. Detroit gets the opening play interception. And let me tell you, Browns offense might not be there all together, but the defense simply has never left. Whose idea was it to leave Garrett one-on-one? Bad decision. Jack Fox on for the punt here. 4th and 27. You don't see that every day. Browns will have a chance to return. DeAndre Carter makes a nice little move there and gets this one out to the 19. So after all of that, each team gets the football and does absolutely nothing beneficial with it. And we're back to square one. Looking rough for the offenses. I am here for a 13-10 finish. Let me tell you. That's what it took for the Browns to beat Baltimore. And Flacco threw a pick in that game too. So if push comes to shove, there you have it. Jerome Ford, the 6th rounder out of Cincinnati. In the backfield here. Flacco got to be careful. And he is sacked. DJ Reader knows a thing or two about the Browns, a longtime Bengal. now made Lion, and every play in this game a defensive highlight. Well, that is absolutely how I want as a Browns fan. I used to mock Steeler fans for enjoying that kind of football. Unfortunately, that's the only kind of football I can even enjoy at this point. I don't think our offense will be clicking, much like how you see here. And dare I say the Browns are in danger of taking a safety at this rate. First positive play of the game. It is a 7-yard check down to David Njoku. And before we had our first completion, we had 3 sacks and an interception. Unreal. Get the ambulance on speed dial, especially for old man Joe. He's 40, he can't be taking hits like that. Brutal. Njoku picks up 7 there on the opening catch for either team here today. 4-man rush coming from the Lions. Joe Flacco, well protected, but has to fire this one incomplete. And the Lions will pitch a 3-and-out. Ethan Pocic gets hurt on the play, and the Browns are down their center. Terrific when it rains it pours. Well then, 7.5 to go in the first quarter. And we didn't even get to be the Browns offense or the Lions defense once again. Corey Borquez ready to get this one away. Opening punt of the game, longtime Green Bay Packer has made his home here in Cleveland. That is exactly why. What a beautiful punt from Borquez. Returnable only out to about the 35-yard line. Browns will take that. Field is split, but Jared Goff 65 yards away from the end zone. Looking to make the difference. Well, hopefully you guys got in here in time to see the opening snap. What up, A-Rod? I hate to say it, you're late to the party. Flacco threw an opening play pick. Jared Goff from under center will once again go off the play action. Browns try to get home. Goff going deep downfield, double coverage, and Jameson Williams comes down with it at the 1-yard line. Goff throwing caution to the wind, and Jameson Williams is the dangerous one. 2 Browns back there, does not matter. J-Mo going crazy. What a catch. Grant Delpit and Ronnie Hickman could not let that happen. I thought for sure he was going to return the favor with a pick. Not that time around, though. Lions like to live dangerously, as Dan Campbell would say. Whatever gets them to the end zone in a heartbeat. Pitch goes right side to Montgomery, and the Browns defense wide awake. Grant Delpit gets his get back. And the Lions going backward 5 yards on 1st and goal. This is crazy. I already know this game's going to be ugly. Oh, for sure. Jahmyr Gibbs checking back in here as Montgomery loses a handful there. Sam Laporta in motion. Handoff goes to Gibbs to the top of the end zone. He walks in, and offense has arrived. There you go, Sansori. Looking good for you this week. Lions find the end zone on their second possession. It was ugly, but they got there eventually, thanks to Jameson Williams. All right. The defense did kind of fumble there. 6:12 to go in the first quarter, and we are off to one heck of a start. I reckon we probably have nearly 2 full minutes of highlights already, and we're not even halfway through the opening quarter. Extra point coming up here for Jake Bates, looking to make this a 7-0 Lion lead. It's on the way, and it is good. I mean, I'm trying to think. We had 3 sacks. We had the interception, which is an elongated replay. We had the touchdown, which is also an elongated replay. And then the deep first down pass, which is probably another 10 or 12 seconds on top of that. So I have to imagine we have around a minute and a half of footage already in the first 8 minutes of this live stream. How about that? This is Lion football. Scrappy, but certain. Told you Gibbs to do well because I had him last week. It's the John Zeller cycle, unfortunately. Browns back to it. DeAndre Carter on the return from the 5-yard line. Former Charger gets out to the 24. And Joe Flacco back to it, still looking for the opening Browns first down today. Still have Bo Nix and Brock Bowers. Yeah, Bo Nix is scary, man. I'm actually upset that I didn't think about that. I mean, I know Josh Allen had a great game yesterday, but even still, Bo Nix is a very, very solid pick. Open the pick 'em real quick here. Try to get the distribution for you guys. Brown's going to open up their second possession, hopefully without a interception as Jerome Ford gets going there. No Quinshad Judkins for the Browns today, keeping him off the roster for legal reasons as we meet the Browns offense for the afternoon. Joe Flacco at QB1. Shedeur Sanders is his backup for today. Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson, Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, Deontay Johnson, David Njoku, and Harold Fannin Jr. Rookie tight end out of Bowling Green. Expect to see him a decent amount today. Handoff, though, goes to Ford once again. Tries to bounce right side, and he's pushed forward for the first down. Aiden Hutchinson gives him a friendly little push in the right direction. Mr. 636, the interception guy. Is that what we're going by now? I like it. I respect it. Couple of carries in a row there for Jerome Ford. Make it 3 straight. And this one, though, going the wrong way. Going down for no gain. Into the stat sheet. On the tackling side of things, had the opening play. Interception. Madden really needs animations where people pull the ball carrier backwards for real. And that sets up 2nd and 10. Quick pass here from Flacco. And there's Jerry Jeudy staying on his feet. A couple of Lions it took to bring him down that time. Brian Branch on the tackle as we meet the Lion defense for the afternoon. Alan McNeil, DJ Reader, Aiden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Terrion Arnold, DJ Reed, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., Brian Branch, and Kirby Joseph. Make up a ferocious starting defense for the Lions here. Looking to get a stop on 3rd and 4, but Joe Flacco will finally convert. That is Deontay Johnson, former Steeler, Raven, and Panther, with the reception there. Get a 636 tattoo. I love it. That's awesome. Browns now nearing midfield. Trying to get it back in blood here on their 3rd drive. Joe Flacco going deep. And it's incomplete. Looking for Jerry Jeudy. Terrion Arnold right there, though, 1-on-1. Apparently better than 2-on-1. Ask the Browns defensive backs how that's going. Jambo had the absolute moss on him from earlier. Set up the opening score for this one. Flacco's deep shot knocked away. Incomplete. Terrion Arnold there with the big play. Here goes Jerome Ford. Crosses the 50. And the Browns into enemy territory. Only 2 people picked the Browns today in the pick'em. 28-2 is the split for the afternoon. Another Kirby Joseph interception. Certainly a possibility. We'll see if it happens, though. David Njoku in the slot here on a 3rd and 6. Flacco takes 1 step backwards. Going to step into this one downfield. Had Njoku, but he overshot him. And the Browns will punt on back-to-back possessions. Very close to being funny with the pick'em split. You're right. I see the joke that you're throwing down there. Bojorquez on for the punt now. Trying to pin the Lions inside their own 20 as this one goes out of bounds near sideline. That is a 21-yard punt. Even the best punter in the NFL can't escape the Maddenisms. 2:56 to go in the first quarter. Only got 11 people in here today, so if each and every one of you would be so kind as to drop a like down below, it would really help out the algorithm. Lions going to bring in an extra body here. Brock Wright as a fullback, and Jared Goff is devoured. Never had a chance to even drop back. Browns defense right there again. Believe that was Malik Collins. His first year in Cleveland, came over from San Francisco. Essentially a 1-for-1 trade with him. And, who was it that we sent over there? I don't know why I can't remember his name for the life of me. Not Alex Wright. I don't remember. 2nd and 14 for Jared Goff, looking to bounce back from the sack. Finds his tight end. And we'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Chili would know if he were here. Might see a backup QB at this rate. Yeah, you're not wrong. This is getting crazy. Hendon Hooker versus Shedeur Sanders would be absolute cinema. I'm just saying. If it had to happen, I wouldn't be mad. Tim Patrick and Martin Emerson Jr. in press coverage at the top of the screen. Couple of season-ending injuries for the longtime Bronco. As the football going downfield, there's Sam Laporta. Had a terrific week last week in their 4-point loss against Baltimore. Looking to bring that type of matter to the table here in week number 4. Lions try to get to 500 after a 2-game skid. What up, Harley? You see the Lions being better or worse this year? Worse, but that doesn't mean bad. Oh, Mr. Reliable starting to emerge as a top 3 tight end in the NFL. Downfield, there's Williams again. And Jared Goff over 100 yards. What up, Exhaw? Matt Laporta is really something, isn't it? When you got a guy like Jared Goff and a very talented tight end like Brock Bowers. Sam Laporta, I was thinking Brock Wright. An elite, that's why I thought Brock Bowers. But, you get the point. Gibbs looking for a handoff here. 2 catches, 22 yards for Sam Laporta. Here goes Gibbs, and it took a swarm of Browns to bring him down after a 1-yard pickup. As we will meet the Browns defense for today. Myles Garrett, Isaiah McGuire, Malik Collins, Mason Graham, Devin Bush, Carson Schweschiger, Jordan Hicks, Denzel Ward, Craig Newsome, Martin Emerson, Grant Delpit, and Ronnie Hickman. And despite going 3-14 last year, this Browns defense did their job time and time again. Goff down the middle, that's a hospital ball. Jahmyr Gibbs pays the price. Winds up in a completion. Like running into a freight train. Oh, these Browns DBs made of steel. That sets up a very interesting 3rd and 9 on the brink of field goal range here. Jake Bates warming up on the sideline in case they don't convert. On a 3rd and 9 would be a 55-yard field goal. So here goes Goff, gets a pancake block, goes to the sideline, and converts anyway. Tim Patrick, with his first catch of the day, brings the Lions back into the red zone. And this is the kind of drive Detroit has time and time again. What up, Razor NFL? Time ticking away here in the opening quarter. See if the Lions want to get one more snap away. As Williams is in motion, we will have to wait. Action-packed opening quarter. That's all plenty of defense and a little bit of offense. It's the Lions 7, the Browns nothing after 1. As we head down to the other 20-yard line here to begin the second quarter. Jared Goff barking out orders to his offensive line. Off the play action, launches this one to the end zone, and Amon-Ra will walk in. Both fantasy guys getting in the end zone early on. How about that? It is the first catch of the day for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it goes for a 20-yard touchdown. Another beautiful drive there from Jared Goff and company. There you have it. Sun God St. Brown. Sante Samuel Jr. to the Eagles would be a great fit. I think so, too. I don't know. Losing Darius Slay to Pittsburgh, not to say I don't think the Eagles will be good. I think they'll go back-to-back, but they're definitely going to suffer a lot more in the regular season, I feel like. Jake Bates on for the extra point. It's up and good. The Lions have doubled up on their lead, which is now a full 14. Winner of this game gets back to 2-2. The loser will drop to a really, really tough to recover from 1-3. There is a Shooter Sanders sighting. Saw him a bit last week in the Browns' 1-point loss to the Green Bay Packers. They scored a touchdown with 1 second left, went for 2, and Joe Flacco was sacked. One of the best games of the season, absolute thriller. I feel like every Browns game comes down to the wire, and that is mostly thanks to their defense, although they are yet to show up in massive form today, other than that opening drive. Offense has got to wake up, though. Only put up about 37 points in the last 2 weeks and 50 points on the whole season, I believe. Don't know a single St. named Brown. Nah, it's real. Heard Pickett could start. I'm not listening to anything Mary Kay says. I think she's a very biased Browns reporter. I'm going with my Cleveland Brown fan instinct, and I'm just pulling out Joe Flacco and Shooter as the backup, based on training camp stats, too. Old man Joe back on the field here. Browns' fourth drive begins from the 25-yard line. It continues in disaster. Marcus Davenport there with good pressure. And it hit the back of Brian Branch, it looked like, up top. Winds up at incompletion. Browns will do it over on a 2nd and 10. Their defense just needs a breather at this point. They will try to string together a couple of first downs here at the minimum. Handoff goes to Jerome Ford, and a big hit from Jack Campbell. Aiden Hutchinson there as well. Ford going to lose 2. And again, it is 3rd and long for the Browns offense. The worst statistical offense in the NFL last season, despite being the highest paid. How about that for you? See a Flacco looking Jerry Jeudy's way. He has only had the 1 target. Instead, going to set up a screen pass to the outside. No room to run for Jerome Ford. And another 3-and-out forced by this wonderful Lions defense. We should get Amari Cooper back. I think we ended it on too bad of blood, though. He really did not like Cleveland. More or less, he really didn't like the Deshaun Watson situation. He's not alone in that. Bojorquez on for his 3rd punt. He will get this one away. Martin Emerson giving chase. And a return here for the Lions. Khalif Raymond breaking a couple of tackles. Hits the outside. Nice return. Out to the 37. Jared Goff would be more than happy to begin his drive from there. Amon-Ra back out on the field after his opening catch goes for a 20-yard touchdown. Welcome back. Trey didn't miss too much. Amon-Ra scored a TD, and that's really about it. Browns have just punted 3 times in a row now. Offense is at a premium if you're wearing white. Browns defense is gassed after a very short offensive possession. Myles Garrett going back to work down the middle, though. Guess who? Sam Laporta. Guy does not quit. 3rd catch of the day. Don't understand how the Saints score that final Hail Mary shot at the 2 points. I don't get it either. Madden get a Madden, but could have been much, much worse. 2nd and 2 now. Here goes Jared Goff. Definitely a run type of situation here. And that is why Jahmyr Gibbs going up top. Jordan Hicks, though, making his presence felt today. He's got both stacks for the defense. And a very nice tackle at the line of scrimmage there. Saves a 1st down, makes it 3rd down. Should be an interesting play coming up here. 2 minutes gone by in the 2nd quarter. Same formation here for the Lions. See if we have the same pre-snap movement. Not this time. Handoff goes to Gibbs again. And this time he goes forward. Lions pick up the 1st down. Their drive continues. Bears-Lions Week 18. That'll be a very, very fun game. Especially if playoff seeding is at risk. I feel like the Lions will probably have clinched by then, but the Bears could be fighting for it. 3 tight end set here for the Lions as Jared Goff retreats to under center. Sam Laporta try to hide his big body. 6-man rush, and that winds up in incompletion. Browns getting in the face of Jared Goff there. And creates some vision issues. Amon-Ra was pretty open in between the seams. To no avail, though. 7:03 to go in the 2nd quarter. Browns force another 2nd down and long. 2nd consecutive NFC North opponent for Cleveland as they fell by a single point at home last week to the Packers, 28-27. One play could have changed their record for the better. Myles Garrett almost got there, but down the middle, it is Jahmyr Gibbs through the air. He'll pick up another Lions 1st down. 19 people in stream. Glad to have all you guys here with me. Your quarterly reminder to drop likes down below. And there's the Deshaun Watson sighting. We have seen 4 Browns quarterbacks now. How about that? Hard to tell who's going to start and for how long at this point. Browns quarterback room, one of the most mysterious in history. Going to run there from Gibbs, able to change direction. And the snap of a finger. Little 5-yard pickup there. Lions well into field goal range. They also get the ball to begin the 2nd half, and this game might end up being a blowout like I kind of expect in real life. Have to wait and see, though. Browns defense try to even out the takeaway stat. See if they can bring one down here. Jahmyr Gibbs motion again. Runs his route outwards and wide open. Sam Laporta. Grant Delpit on the tackle. Not before he picks up 18 yards. And this is just the issue with the Lion offense. The Browns have a terrific defensive backfield. There's just nothing you can do against speedy wide receivers, secure tight ends, and a very, very good running back that can also run routes. Dynamic duos left and right on this offense. Goff goes outside again. Laporta breaks a tackle and somehow finds the 1st down. 5 catches now, almost 60 yards. and you just feel like he's about to score a touchdown. Had to bring in a folding chair to the quarterback room so everybody can find a place to sit. That's legit. Poor Dylan Gabriel. Haven't even mentioned his name yet. At the midway point now of the second quarter. Goff going under center. Looking for a second passing touchdown, and right on cue, there he is, Sam Laporta. You just knew that was coming. Lions take it over. 2 first down catches back-to-back, and they reward them with a walk-in touchdown. The Browns simply have no response for this offense. This is getting ugly. Hey, Rod, do I get credit for that, for calling the touchdown? What do I win from that? Do I got to pin my own comment now? Pin my voice? I don't know. What up, Scepter? Has it been a different Browns quarterback each game? It has been Joe Flacco through and through. He just happened to get hurt last week, and so Shooter came in for a couple of drives. Actually, might have just been one, which ended up being pretty good. As the extra point is up and good for Jake Bates. Browns will trail by 21. My favorite team, I'm a Browns fan. So, seeing this, I mean, I'm not disappointed because, well, A, it's a Madden simulation, and B, kind of expect something like this to happen, especially against a team like the Lions. The real Browns and the sim Browns. Amen to that. I will suffer with a smile and maybe a bottle in my left hand. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what 2025 brings. Fox on for the kickoff. Browns will take back over as they face their largest deficit of the season. DeAndre Carter only out to the 23. And they have only picked up 2 first downs today. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Got to get going now. I didn't specify what the bottle was, Rob. I mean, hey, you never know. Browns almost did beat the Packers. Yeah, they only lost by 1 last week, but not looking like it here. Left their soul on that football field, forgot to bring it on the team plane. Jerome Ford picks up 2. Good tackle in the middle of all that, though. Amik Robertson. Greater days are coming for the Browns once Watson's gone. Yeah, but man, that's going to take a while. Garrett contract is going to take a while to recover from, too. Not to say he's a bad player, but kind of hurts our financial situation. Jerry Jeudy and Terrion Arnold one-on-one once again here. As Joe Flacco backpedaling. Now steps to his left, and he will be sacked again. Alex Anzalone makes it a 3rd and 17. Bottle of Pepto, yeah. We'll go with that. Some Epicac. Browns almost have net 0 yards of offense right now. That is not a joke either. We might not score at all in the entire game. Poor Joe, man. Poor Joe Flacco. Browns offense has only picked up about 20 net yards here. And on 3rd and 17, they are praying for a miracle, and Flacco sacked again. Anzalone on back-to-back plays. An 11-yard loss, and it's 4th and 28. I don't know if we'll touch midfield for a second time. Browns are very dangerous. Very dangerous indeed. Praying for a miracle to the wrong guy, I guess, yeah. So it seems. Bojorquez backed up inside his own end zone. Trying to get this one off safely, which he does. High arcing kick, and it kind of had to be. Not a bad one, though. Returnable across midfield for Khalif Raymond. Martin Everson on the tackle, and Jared Goff set up with a beautiful opportunity at a 4-score lead in the football at halftime. It is what it is. I didn't even know we were playing today until I checked last night. Completely forgot about it. Already wrote us off for this game. On the bright side, though, Browns fans can't be mad at me watching this sim that I didn't put Quinshot Jug into the game, because quite frankly, it wouldn't have mattered. But here they go. Lions begin this drive in enemy territory from the Browns 49. Jared Goff again has terrific blocking, and Jamison Williams is wide open. Goff is over 200 yards passing. Bottles actually Fago on that Gigolo lifestyle. Hey, man. What you don't know doesn't hurt you. I guess I wouldn't know after all that anyway. Lions going to take their time here. May as well, not a matter of if, it is a matter of when at this point. Golf off the bootleg, goes deep, and there's Amon-Ra going up top and bringing it down. 23-yard gain. And this poor Browns defense, man, not to say it's not partially their fault, but they have been on the field way too much today. Golf puts that in a perfect place. Lions have another first down. And at this rate, they may score before the 2-minute warning. First and 10 now from the 15. Low snap, Golf with a quick pass. And it's dropped by Williams. Rare miscue there from the Lions. Something you don't see too often. Browns might score 24 garbage time points. You never know. You really don't. Lions might get to 50, though. You're not wrong. Especially get the ball at half. Laporta, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Tim Patrick to the right. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield to his left. Jamison Williams is the lone receiver in that direction. Pass down the middle. It is Tim Patrick. And Jerome Baker makes the tackle. We have hit the 2-minute warning. Domination from the beginning. It is the Browns nothing, the Lions 21 from Ford Field. I think this is a very good opportunity at a bounce-back game if you were Detroit. Much needed to say the least. See if the Warden, Denzel Ward, wants to get involved up top here on a 3rd and 4. As Jared Goff, again, well protected, back of the end zone, and there it is. Nice pass breakup from a veteran corner. Sometimes you just have a knack for things. I smelled a big play there from Denzel Ward. And the Browns do make a stop. We'll take it. Jake Bates on for a 26-yard chip shot here. Looking to put the Lions up 24. Just inside of 2 minutes. Kick is up and it is good. Always got to make sure. You just never know. Well, at this point, we can pretty much tell you what the result is going to be. However, will there be some history made in the MSG chat? Will we have a shutout? Will the Lions eclipse 60 points for just the second time ever? It's certainly a possibility. Not looking too good, though. Making all the predictions this game, I mean, hey, I predict that we'll score at least 8 points. Let's hope I go 3 for 3. This has been a hard watch. What's up, Gaming Lab HD? Browns to get the ball back in the 2-minute drill. Needing a spark from their offense, DeAndre Carter from his own end zone. And this will be brought out to the 27. Joe Flacco out back here. Back out here, I should say. 1:49 left, all 3 timeouts. Old man Joe has been sacked 3 times today through the interception on the first play. Needs to get going here. Should be the last possession before halftime for the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco looking for anything positive, and he will have to wait another play. Ugly on top of ugly. Aiden Hutchinson there giving chase. Lions are just hungry. They want it so bad right now. Cannot afford to go down to 1-3. And the Browns are just doomed to fail from the beginning. Could easily be 0-4. Somehow snuck a surprise win over the Ravens in there as Flacco goes down the middle. There's Cedric Tillman. And finally, the Browns moving back in the right direction. Jack Campbell on the tackle. What up, Dakota? I heard he got a bag. I actually have not seen what that bag is, but he deserves it. Very good wide receiver. Hopefully Justin Fields will create a pretty good Buckeye connection there. Joe Flacco now into the no huddle. 3rd and 1 off the play action of Ford. Goes near sideline and picks out an open man. That is Cedric Tillman. Browns find their 3rd first down of the opening half. Lions got the memo about my predicting my perfect pick 'em, or protecting my perfect pick. I guess you and everybody else. Browns try to get back across midfield now for the second time today, and Joe Flacco will get them there. David Njoku taking off. Nice little run after catch inside the 35-yard line, and it's looking like we're not going to get shut out. Let's go. In now to the final minute. I'm not mad about it, though. Couple extra tight ends out there on 1st and 10. Flacco goes outside. There's Harold Fandon with his first catch maybe of the season. And the Browns take their first time out. This is a guy I'm very excited to watch in the preseason. Rookie tight end out of Bowling Green. Steal the draft for the Browns, in my opinion. Had a very, very nice season in the MAC. Nothing like Wednesday night MAC football. 8-yard pickup there for the rookie tight end, who gets a breather. As Flacco now from the 25. Down the middle, there's Njoku again. Timeout taken by Cleveland. 43 seconds left now. We might actually score a touchdown. How about that? I would be excited. I might be a little bit too hopeful, though. We are a bit turnover prone inside the red zone. Flacco threw Nate Wiggins that interception back in week 2 from a similar place, so only time will tell from here as the Browns look to get on the scoreboard from the 11. Inside passes there, caught by Judy, and he's down at the 1. Browns aren't taking a timeout. I think they should be okay here, though. Should get back to the line with around 20 seconds left. It is still second down. And we'll see, though. 10 seconds left on the game clock. Here's Flacco from under center. Steps to his right, and Hutchinson brings him down. Well, too much optimism. Should have known better. That is a tough celebration. Hitting the bench press in the backfield. Browns take their final timeout. Should have time to fire this one to the end zone, maybe. Even still. Yikes moment there for the Browns. They mismanaged their time pretty badly. And it's 3rd and 5. Here goes Flacco down the middle, incomplete. Nobody home. And the Browns will settle for a field goal. Assuming they don't go for it here, I don't think they would. Maybe, though, they feel like they have to already. I guess you never know. They will not. On comes Dustin Hopkins looking to get the Browns on the scoreboard here before halftime. 23 yards away. It is up and good. 24-3 is your halftime score. And I suppose it is the principle of the matter. We got to put the live poll out there. I assume this one should be a sweep. I don't think anybody should be voting for the Browns then. If I had a vote, I wouldn't be. But there is your live poll. Get your votes in and also get your likes in. Your halftime reminder. D-Hop on now for the kickoff. 2 seconds left. And the Lions will take a knee and see if Jared Goff wants to launch one deep. Suppose it's worth a shot. And here we go. One more snap before halftime. Myles Garrett makes the big play. And will take us to the break. It's the Lions 24, the Browns 3. At the end of the opening half. Lions to begin half number 2 with the football. That was the safe and good choice there from Detroit. Couple people voting for the Browns out of pity. Well, you guys are on my A list at least. Respected from a Browns fan. Not looking good, though. They need to force at least one turnover. It might take 2 to just even have a shot at winning this game. I'd love a pick 6. We'll see. Second half is underway. Khalif Raymond on the return here. Got some speed in his boots, and he gets out to the 28. Jared Goff gets the second half started. Terrific opening half for this Lions offense. They went 3 and out on their opening drive, and after that, touchdown, 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 field goal. And end of half. Ultra efficiency from the boys in blue. Happens a lot. Browns linebackers here on the line of scrimmage. They will drop now as Gibbs gets the handoff up the middle. And nearly broke that one for anything bigger. They have just a 9-yard pickup. Tackle made at the 37-yard line. Oh, for the Browns next week, they head to London, taking on the Minnesota Vikings, their 3rd straight NFC North opponent. I don't actually know who the Lions play next week. We'll check that out here in a minute. 4 Browns now on the line of scrimmage. Amon-Ra in motion. He gets the handoff, tries to cut this one inside, and it will be enough for the first down. Just a yard on the play. Lions take on the Bengals next week in Cincinnati. That'll be a very good game. Lions' schedule is not easy, though. They take on the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, and then the Vikings, Commanders, Eagles. What a schedule. They really can't afford to miss a beat, given how brutal that is going forward. Handoff is to Gibbs and a big hit. Sweshinger delivers the blow. The linebacker taken second round out of UCLA. What'll be on, Trey? Who's scoring this drive? I hope nobody. If I got to be honest. I don't like the way they asked that question. Probably true, though. Gibbs picks up a yard there. Takes a big hit in the process. Deep threat Jamison Williams in motion again. Looking for another catch. He will get this as he cuts inside. Dives forward, picks up 7. Lions drop 50 on the Bungles. I'm telling you, that might be our game of the week next week. Should be the 2-2 Lions taking on the probably 3-1 Bengals. Yeah, there might be a 100-point score between those two teams. No joke. If there is a time to make a stop on third down, now is that time for this Browns defense. Can they get the leverage up front against the big fellas? Here goes Goff. Play action pass knocked away by Hickman. Sniffed out beautifully from another Ohio State defensive back. Ronnie Hickman makes a nice play. Jack Fox on now for the punt. Getting this one back into the hands of Old Man Joe. Joe Flacco ready to get his drive started. This is a terrific punt, though, out at the 9-yard line. Jack Fox making some worth of his time out there in the field today. Ball now to the 9. Four touchdowns, no interceptions, 500 yards. Certainly a possibility. Browns backed up inside their own 10 once again. Joe Flacco got to be extra careful. Took 4 sacks in the opening 20. And he'll find a Njoku as Jack Campbell wrestles him down after an 8-yard pickup. It is a must-score drive already for the Browns. They have to find the end zone, too, no less. After somehow getting down inside the 5 and coming away with just a field goal in their last possession. First things first, though, got to hit 100 yards on the offensive end. And they will try to do so with a Joe Flacco quarterback keeper. And that is what happens when a 40-year-old gets loose. A geriatric running out of the nursing home. We got a code gray. Sets up 3rd and 1. NFL is very close. We are roughly 2 weeks away from the Hall of Fame game. Lions will be featured in there. Defense trying to make another stop here. 5 on the line. Joe Flacco, quick inside pass caught by Jerry Jeudy. Still churns the legs up to the 29. That's an 11-yard pickup. Browns offense still going though. Sorry for the abrupt silence. I was responding to a text. If that ever happens, just like, I don't know, virtually slap me. The slap emotes in chat or something. Time still ticking away here. Precious time at back for this Browns offense as Joe Flacco got to be careful from his blind side. And he's lucky that's a forward pass. Marcus Davenport breathing down his neck. 2nd and 10. 40-year-old on the loose. I love it. I might wear that at 30. Just for the heck of it. Flacco on the incompletion. 2nd down at 10. Quick fire inside. Caught by Tillman. And minimal yardage there. It's a 3-yard pickup. I hope Madden 26 again. Another thing I hope kind of happens. Plays like that where the football barely goes forward. I at least want them to play it out like a fumble. And then come back and review it and maybe deem it an incomplete pass. I don't know. 2nd, 3rd down of the drive here for the Browns offense from the 32. Low snap collected there by Flacco. Going outside. Hutchinson almost got his hand on it. Incompletion nonetheless. Hutch jumped high up in the sky for that one. One heck of an effort. See if the Browns go for it here. Kind of doubt it. But at the same time, you kind of feel like they have to. Not this time around, though. Maybe too early. Corey Bajorquez back on for the punt here. And he will get this one away, the lefty. Lions will have a chance to return it from inside the 20. Khalif Raymond tries to run through Martin Emerson, gets up to the 27, 8-yard return. Jared Goff returns himself out to the football field. 17 people in chat. Appreciate you all joining me here tonight for the Browns and Lions, both at 1 and 2. Drop a like down below if you have not yet already. Try to get to 12 for this trip. Crazy first quarter we had, kind of settled down since then. Lions have been in the driver's seat since about the second possession. Some might argue since the very opening snap. Goff going to look to his sideline here. There's Jameson Williams working his way upfield. Breaks a couple of tackles, reset his momentum, and that's a 12-yard pickup. Browns try to do some extra work there to bring him down, and somehow they end up only hurting themselves. Typical Browns play right there. Unfortunate. This time it's Greg Newsome with the assignment of Amon-Ra St. Brown. They are a one-on-one at the bottom. Denzel Ward chases Jameson Williams here. Jared Goff going deep downfield and knocked away by Newsome. Another one of these bright spots at the end of a very dark tunnel. Greg Newsome has had some stellar moments in his career. Probably his favorite was the pick six against the Ravens back in 2023. And the Browns' miraculous comeback win in Baltimore helped them to get to the postseason back in 2023. A lot of people were hopeful both these teams would be in that Super Bowl. Check down caught by Amon-Ra. That's a 6-yard pickup. One of these two teams kept their foot on the gas. The other made a very boneheaded decision and stuck with it. Lions offense, Jared Goff. Oh, yeah, that is their starting offense. 3rd and 4 now. Goff back to the shotgun. Brown's going to blitz a fifth man. Doesn't get there, but Greg Newsome plays that one brilliantly. Guess he had the assignment of Jahmyr Gibbs, and if he didn't, he surely convinced me he did. We'll take a look at the replay there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how that pass even got through him, but it works out. Yeah, they are the tier right next to each other. I believe it that time. Lions will punt once again. Their offense starting to falter here. Doesn't matter too much, though. Ahead by a full 21 points. Fair catch called for by DeAndre Carter at the 16-yard line. Joe Flacco trotting back out there with whatever energy he has left. Hopefully he's got some bananas and icy hot ready for him in the locker room after this game. Brown's going to spend a couple days back in Berea, then head to London. Their first international game since 2017. Didn't win a single football game that season. Flacco backpedaling once again. Off his back foot, goes downfield, finds Cedric Tillman. The Tennessee Volunteer picks up 22. Very underrated Cleveland Brown. I feel like he could have a nice little breakout season. I'm not sure he's a wide receiver two type of guy yet in his career, but we'll have to make do with what we have, I guess. See if he can pull through for us. 3 targets to the weak side. Flacco. Handoff, though, goes to Jerome Ford up top. He'll pick up 9. And the offense of Cleveland starting to click here a bit. Still trying to find their way into the end zone for the first time this afternoon. And taking a look at all the scores this week, no team has scored less than 19, which was Seattle on Thursday Night Football. Browns trying to not write history in the wrong column. Joe Flacco with pressure on Mountain, goes downfield dangerously, but Deontay Johnson comes down with it. And it will be another first down. Nearly the second Joe Flacco pick, and again, it would have been Kirby Joseph right down the middle, hawking him down. Almost had that. Actually, it was Amik Robertson. 21, not 31. Would have made a big play there. Almost the second interception for Joe Flacco. Gets away unscathed, though. Inside of 2 minutes here in the quarter, there's Cedric Tillman again, breaking free inside the red zone. Browns offense coming to life. 21-yard pickup. All right. Cleveland back inside the red zone. Starting to become a frequent visitor of this half of the field. Joe Flacco starting to heat up here now in the third quarter. As he drops back, 5-man rushes there, and wide open in the flat, Deontay Johnson will gladly take 8 yards and nearly a first down inside the 10-yard line. I'm happy with this drive. If we lose by like 10, cool by me. I think we are 10.5-point underdogs in this game, so wouldn't be too disappointing. Former Steeler, Raven, and Panther picks up 8 yards on that reception. Pump fake from Joe Flacco now goes inside. There's Johnson again. And it's first and goal. Final minute now of the third quarter. Browns, though, taking a long, long time on this possession. Really got to get some pep in their step. Can they get it going here? DJ Reed one-on-one with Jerry Jeudy. Browns open up, though, in a run-heavy formation. Ford goes up the middle, and he gets halfway home. Jack Campbell sits him down at the 2. And that should take us to the fourth quarter. I say should because I'm not 100% sure, but it will. And at the end of 3, it is the Lions 24 and the Cleveland Browns 3. But here we go. 94 yards the other way. The Browns have a second to go at the 2-yard line. Joe Flacco back to pass once again. Got to be careful. And he's sacked for a 5th time. Derek Barnes gets home. And it is 3rd and goal. Oh, man. Tough watch there. Jerome Ford can't do much. Blocking a linebacker. Old man Joe just lost another 6 months of his life with that kind of tackle. Browns going to have to find a way. Looking for their 4th third down conversion of the afternoon. Here goes Flacco. 3rd and goal from the 10. Right side, Deontay Johnson never swung his head around. And it's incomplete. Browns have got to go for it. Once again, they get inside the 5 and just find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. See if they can find it here. Offense has to stay on the field here on a 4th and goal. Now or never for Joe Flacco, and he will be sacked again. Alan McNeil gets number 6, and the Lions will take over. Browns might not find the end zone today. Just like last week, hopes and dreams are crushed on a single tackle. I also wanted that touchdown. This is your weekly reminder not to take a Browns player in fantasy. Lions will take over now. Ample time to go here. Handoff goes to Montgomery. Protecting the football, picks up the first down. He's now into the positive yardage on his second carry. Browns are terrible. I'm not even sure terrible begins to describe the Browns. You want to go year by year? Our standard of good versus yours quite different. And last season, absolute disaster at 3-14. Handoff goes to Gibbs. He'll find back-to-back Lions first downs up to the 40. 21-point deficit might even get larger. Well, this game looking like a wrap. But hey, that's a pick and win for me. So, a win's a win, I guess. Lions already starting to chew clock here. Trying to get the fans home. Safe and sound. There goes Gibbs again. They'll have a nice little garbage time, 8 minutes. Jared Goff has the easiest job in the world here for the foreseeable future. Well, with this, go ahead and update the standings. Browns will fall to the bottom now of the AFC North. Half a game behind Baltimore. They take on Kansas City this week. Should be a very interesting matchup. Chiefs' schedule doesn't get any easier either. There's Gibbs again. 10th carry goes for a first down rush. So many brutal schedules this year. I'm glad the good teams are playing the good teams for the most part. Been very consistent with that. Lions going to stay 3rd place, though, in the NFC North behind the Vikings and Bears. Chicago currently occupying 1st place in the NFC North after that heroic victory against the Dallas Cowboys last week. Jordan Hicks there on the tackle. About the only Browns player that actually showed up this week. 1-yard pickup on the play. Browns now going to fall all the way down to 15th in the AFC. Right above the winless Miami Dolphins. Play clock down to 5, and the handoff goes to Montgomery. This time he'll pick up 5. All right, I'm already adjusting the division standings, conference standings between the AFC and NFC. Got no time to waste. Lions going to stay put right there at 10th place in the conference. Still on the outside looking in. That is just how good the NFC has been this season. 3rd and 4, handoff goes to Gibbs, and the Lions drive continues inside the 40. What up, Charles Thomas? Hope you're doing well today. Browns going to look to bounce back next week. 3 NFC North opponents in a row. They are 0-2 as of right now. Looking worse for wear. Penalty marker down, and this one will go against the Lions with a false start. Doesn't help them out too much. Brock Wright's back up tight end, guilty of it. Makes it 1st and 15, just under 5 to go. All right. 1st and 15 now for the Lions. It is Goff. Amon-Ra in motion. Handoff goes to Gibbs, though. Looks to break a tackle. Still finds some positivity out of that one. Browns are 1-2, as are the Lions. So there's that. Browns lost week 1 against the Bengals, won week 2 in Baltimore. Shocking upset there. Lost by a point last week at home against the Packers, and will get decimated here in week number 4. Lions, though, able to shake off the 2-game skid. Back in the win column for the first time since the opening game. Handoff goes to Jahmyr Gibbs again. No gain that time. Third and a Baker's dozen coming up. Eagles Pro Madden shows the Lions the Bengals 52-56. That is wild. 2 of the best offenses in the business, though, next week as the Lions take on the Bengals. There's Jerome Baker with the tackle. I can't wait for that game. Probably going to be our game of the week next week. I'll have to look at what else we got going on. I think Raiders and Bears will be fun just for the chat for that game. We'll have to wait and see, though. Jake Bates on for the 50-yard attempt here. Trying to get the Lions back ahead by a crisp 24 points. It's up, and it is good. 27-3 the score now. Santorio with the $2 dono. Hopefully this will cheer you up. I appreciate it, man. Not even disappointed by losing, but disappointed by the sheer lack of entertainment in this stream. It was over from about the second Lions possession, which happened about midway through the opening quarter. So, started out pretty fun, though, I must say. Joe Flacco interception really brought the Browns football team to the table. Never did bounce back, though. That kind of stinks. One more drive here for the Browns as the return for DeAndre Carter out to the 25. There is that. First like on the dono, yeah, match the dono likes with the stream likes. Why not? Why not get it up there? Santorio just on the outside of the top 5 on the all-time dono list. Over from the first pass, I would believe you if you told me that too. Would not deny that. Should be one more drive here for Pride. As for the Cleveland Browns, they will suffer yet another loss. Jack Campbell makes a quick tackle here. Let's just keep the ball on the ground here, boys, and go home. Do the right thing. I don't think Raiders-Bears is tomorrow. I actually don't even know what's tomorrow. Probably should inform you guys. That would be a very courteous thing of me. Let me take a look. Game clock now under 3. Not a lot of fans left in the stands as Flacco goes down the middle again to Deontay Johnson, who's had himself actually a pretty good day. That'll pick up 9. Or 8, actually. We got the Titans and the Texans next week. Or tomorrow, I should say. In week number 4, yep. Should be interesting. Both teams at 1-2 there need to go in to get back in the hunts in the AFC South. Indianapolis currently 2 games ahead of the pack at 3-0. Highest scoring offense in football. Flacco down the middle. There's Njoku again as he's swarmed by Lions at the 50. And will take us to the 2-minute warning. Browns trying to get up to double digits. And that actually draws some curiosity out of me. Have we had a team yet not scored double digits? I'm not so sure we have. Check week 2. No, every team has scored at least 10 points. Browns have to dodge some history here while in the live poll. Lions going to win this one. 2-minute warning is passed here from Ford Field. Browns still looking for their first touchdown. There's Njoku with the possession catch. Almost gave Indy their first loss this week by taking Richardson in fantasy. Would have been hilarious. You know, you could probably control about 4 of your pick'em choices by taking their big guys in fantasy. It's a possibility. You have a lot of power. Lions get a rush 4 here. Joe Flacco backpedaling, sacked again. Aiden Hutchinson seeking a comeback player of the year and a defensive player of the year title. It is campaign going well in 2025. What up, GDS? Not really surprised, but damn. It's about the only word I can think of right now. D-A-M-N. Damn. Browns are hoisted back across the other half of the 50. Time still ticking away. Browns not worried about taking a timeout whatsoever. Joe Flacco going to step up in the pocket. Climb, and there's Hutchinson again. Knocks him forward, actually, so not a sack, but a big hit as he digs Joe Flacco a grave. That's got to be taunting. Give us a penalty, help us out. Titans really didn't do much. Using the Madden 25 official by Piece Control Ghosty. 4th and 10. Here goes Flacco again from the stripe. Down the middle, there is David Njoku inside the red zone. And the Browns will take a courtesy timeout. Welcome, by the way, Edge Baxter. Only scored 3 points against Indy. That is true. The Colts defense, too, very underrated. Only gave up 10 points against the Dolphins. Gave up a lot against the Broncos, but all that mostly in garbage time after they had an interception and a scoop and score touchdown. What a nasty football team they're becoming. And who would have thought Indianapolis would be unbeaten at this point? Flacco goes to the sideline, and he's intercepted for a second time. DJ Reed calls game. There you go, A-Rod. I'll give it to you. Stats reminder, appreciate it. And the Browns will be the first team all season not to hit double-digit points. The Detroit defense, fearsome, giving up just a field goal today. That'll do. Should be 1-0 down the way from the end of this one. Don't even think the Browns will bother to take a timeout. Honestly, can't see a thing with this internet. Fair enough. I'll pin your comment just to keep your streak alive. How about that? As we at the end of this one. High formation handoff goes to Jahmyr Gibbs, trying to salvage a couple extra yards. Only gets 1 there. Well, that should take us to the end of this one. Hopefully we get there. Time is going to expire, and from the very first snap, it was all Lions. They get back to 500 with a 27-3 win over the 1-3 Cleveland Browns. All right, another game in the book. That was a rather boring one, but hey, we were probably due for a game like this. So this is a very realistic outcome for a game between these two teams. Hopefully you did enjoy, though. We will check the stats real quick and see how Jahmyr Gibbs did. Actually, not a terrible day for him. Only 66 rushing yards out of that touchdown, though, which was very important. There are your receiving stats. Another great game for Sam Laporta. David Njoku actually had a very good game, too. Didn't realize he was over 100 yards. But, yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. And join me tomorrow for AFC South football, Titans and Texans at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see